Dog, what's up, Matt? I will do that. Give me just a second. Or I did share it on Facebook. It should be on there. Let me know if you don't see it. Packers on the board. Who you want? My sister's here, guys. She's a huge Packers fan. Huh? I'm not gonna show you. No.
Okay, good.
She doesn't want to be on camera. But I mean, who do you want? You guys didn't take a wide receiver in the first round. Very kind of disappointing, I feel like. But I saw some interviews with Aaron Rodgers. He said he knew about it. He was okay with it. He was excited about who they did take. Well, what about you? What do you want? And I think they've got to go skill position player, personally.
I don't watch enough to know, really, I suppose, but...
0 running back to tight end in the first round. And they haven't taken a wide receiver since 2002. Rod Smith.
Okay.
It's been a hot minute. Buccaneers took defensive end Logan Hall out of Houston. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to be honest, everybody, I did not see that one coming. He was not high on most boards that I saw. As you can see here, ranked 72 on this, so probably a little bit of a reach, but hey, can't really argue too hard with the Buccaneers lately, right? So, let's see what the Packers got. They lost some important pieces in the offseason. Their offensive coordinator, best wide receiver in the league, Devontae Adams. Well, Cooper Kupp's up there, so we'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Matt, is my is music loud? What do you think? Can you hear me? Do I sound okay? Talk to me, homie. Oh, that's not there.
Where was he watching on?
Huh?
YouTube?
I don't know. I'm on YouTube. Oh, it didn't pop up that you needed. They said that. I don't know why. It's like not. Are you sure you sent it? Oh, Aaron Jones presenting your pick. Let's see what you get, Packers fans.
Look at the hat.
Yeah, it's an interesting hat. For those of you guys watching the draft, Aaron Rodgers is wearing a very interesting hat. Oh, Christian Watson, wide receiver. See, you guys needed one of those. And this guy had a crazy combine. Really, all these wide receivers had crazy combines, right? They were all very fast. They were all very athletic. Looked really good. The competition at North Dakota State, not the best necessarily, but it doesn't matter as much in at wide receiver. You know, if you got 6'4", 208, I mean, he's pretty tall, pretty fast. And that's a good pick for him. They needed to go wide receiver at some point.
Here we go.
So, I mean, they got one. Look at him. He flies past everybody. That's an interesting pick, guys. What's up? Oh, you said it out loud, Matt. Yeah, well, it doesn't help me. I can't hear you. So I'm going to need you to type it in the chat. What's up, Lindsay? Thanks for joining. Really excited to be here. You guys can't see, but my sister is very excited about the pick the Packers just made. They needed some help. If anybody's, around Cocoa, Florida and wants to come to a live draft party, come on down. Hit me up. Oh, yeah. Tennessee Titans. My uncle's a big Titans fan. He was very disappointed that they traded A.J. Brown last night. Their probably best player besides Derrick Henry on their team. So do they go wide receiver to replace him here? Potentially. You got Sky Moore, George Pickens. Got some good options left. If you want to pull up George Pickens, right? Tore his ACL last spring, came back in the last game of the regular season. But, tested really well again at the Combine, played really well against Alabama. Let's see, Greg Jennings, Jordan Nelson, Randall Cobb, Monte Adams. Yeah, so Packers hit. Sorry, they're showing a graphic about the Packers. Packers have hit on some second-round wide receivers. Greg Jennings, Jordan Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams. So they went back to that second-round magic. Yeah, party at the office. Come on down. Oh, Titans pick is in. Let's see. I'm thinking wide receiver. I mean, I think they've got to almost. Billy White Shoes Johnson's doing the pick for the Titans for those, big Tennessee fans. Oh, he's dancing. You guys really should watch some of this. But keep me on because this is where you get all your stats, facts, and personality. Don't watch Greenberg or any of them. They're not as fun or exciting. But I mean, I'm thinking this is Sky Moore or George Pickens, or a cornerback because they needed one of those. No, they did not. Wild. Give up your best wide receiver, and you're like, nah, we don't need him. Derrick Henry's just literally going to kill everyone all season as he runs them over. I mean, it's something, I guess. I don't know if I would have done it necessarily. Roger McCreary, though, good player out of Auburn. SEC cornerbacks usually do pretty well in the league. They've got a lot of talent they go up against. 2 catches against Arkansas. Really good game against Alabama. Oh, I gotta log in. I didn't log in. Hold on, guys. I'll get you better stats. Maybe. Hold on. I'm not a robot. Alright, here we go. All better. Oh, Breece Hall went in the time that it took me to do that. Running back to the Jets. Top running back finally is coming off the board. No first rounders this year. But that's kind of been the trend lately, right? There's been less and less first round running backs as time has gone on, as we go to more of a pass first league. So not super surprised to see one not go in the first round here, but going early in the second round. Breece Hall, very good player, tested very well at the Combine. Had some of his best games against big competition, TCU, Texas, Washington, Baylor. Had some good games. 1,400 yards last year, 20 touchdowns. I mean, that's college running backs for you, right? But really good receiver. Hard to take down. Really good body control. Didn't have the best offensive line at Iowa State, and still, ran really, really well with not a whole lot of offense there. So he's put up some good stats. So, a good pick for the Jets, who so far this draft are knocking it out the park, let's be honest. They've had 3 stellar picks in the first round. Getting Jermaine Johnson at 26 is unbelievable. If I had to take over being the coach for a team, who would I pick? Ooh, that's a tough one, honestly. Let's see. Who would I mean, I'm a Florida boy, right? So, I think it'd be fun to take over the Jags, make them potentially relevant again, or at all, since they've never really been relevant. I think that'd be pretty fun. Their stadium is real cool. If you guys have never been there, I recommend going. Get swimming pool tickets. You can watch the game from a swimming pool on the upper levels. A little fun fact, you don't see that on the draft spectaculars you got going on. But I think I would probably take over the Jags, try to make them relevant. Really good city. They love that team. A lot of support in the community. The owner doesn't mind spending some money. You know, they swing and miss every year, so they need somebody like me that knows what they're talking about to really push that team over the edge. So good question. Good question. Speaking of the Texans, right? J.J. Watt's my favorite player, just so everybody knows. They're on the clock, and as you can see, they pretty much need anything they can get. So they really have to go best player available here. They can't really go wrong as long as they don't reach. And that's going to be the biggest thing, right? Don't reach. I can certainly go Bernhard Raimann, Nakobe Dean, Sky Moore. Like I said, any of these players will help this team immensely. You know, I'd say maybe wide receiver, give David Mills somebody else to throw to. Nakobe Dean could help out that defense. Bernhard Raimann updates the line. So there's definitely some good picks here that could be taken. If I had to put on my draft cap here, right? Nakobe Dean? Maybe? I think this one could be Nakobe Dean. Don't mind me while I snack. I'm a little hungry. Haven't eaten a lot today. But how's everybody doing out there? Oh, this is a little bit behind. Just now they're going to tell us. Oh, Darrelle Revis did the Jets pick. That's pretty cool. Hello, Doreen. Thanks for joining us. Having a great time. I really enjoyed your questions yesterday. It was a good time. You know, teaching you about football. I enjoyed that. So thank you for joining yesterday. I'll just show you guys my whole little setup here in a little bit. I've got shit spread out. Stuff.
Sponsor friendly.
Sponsor friendly, you know. Any sponsors out there, normally a very well-spoken young man. But I got screens and laptops and computers everywhere right now. My internet at my house didn't want to work, so I'm currently laptopping it up at an office building with some good Wi-Fi. So it was interesting getting this all set up again on my laptop after everything was on my desktop at home. But everything's working out so far. Seems to be. Everyone can hear me. How do I look, Melissa?
You look great.
Yeah, I look good on there.
You look fantastic.
Yeah. Apparently, I got my sound. How do I sound, Doreen, Lindsay? How am I sounding? Sound check. Also, the first time I've ever streamed live on YouTube, so far, liking it. I like the vibe. I like that I can pop out my chat. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I like the chat.
So I can video capture this screen that you guys are looking at and still see what's going on the side over here. Texans pick is in. Let's see. Talking about the Texans. See, their offensive line was real bad last year, too. They're talking about that on the draft coverage. So, I mean, this could be Bernhard Raimann. But, you know, I don't know. I think Nakobe Dean would be a better value at this pick. Let's see, who's doing the Texans pick? Do we know who this is? How famous are they? That's always fun to see who they decide. Oh, Jonathan Joseph. Picked by the Bengals, traded to the Texans, had a lot of good years as a Texan, so that's cool. Jalen Petrie, a safety. Did not see that coming either. But not far down the board, right? So good value. They didn't reach. You know, it's within 10 picks. Can't really get mad about that. I mean, like I said, they needed everything. Every position was a team need. So, you know, they feel like they got their guy from down the road in Baylor, kind of keeping him in Texas. So that's always a fun storyline. Let's go ahead and put him on the board. Now, it's interesting. Pro Football Focus has him as a cornerback, but he actually played a little bit of safety too, so he's got some position versatility. I'm glad you guys can see me too. It makes it more fun for me to interact and with you guys. It was kind of strange yesterday just talking to myself looking at the screen and not really being able to see. So it's definitely more interesting to be able to do it this way. I need a haircut though. Hair's a little bit of a mess. You know, Texans going big. Derek Stingley Jr., Kenyon Green. A little bit of reach on Green in most people's eyes, but I mean they needed a guard, and he's not a bad developmental prospect. And then Jalen Petrie here, top of the second round. I mean, like I said, Texans really can't go wrong with their picks, right? They needed help everywhere. They didn't have a set position on the whole roster. You know, they're very much still in their expansion team days, which is a little disappointing if you're a Texans fan, but such is life. Oh, we got a trade. Falcons traded up. Poor Russ. One of the guys at the office that I'm streaming from. He, big Giants fan. And he was very excited that about the Giants' first round. You can't be mad about it, right? They had got Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal. Really can't be mad about it. But he was excited to see what they were going to do here at 38. And unfortunately, he will not be waiting a little bit longer to find out. Let's see. Where are the Falcons on here? So the Falcons ended up trading pick 38. Or the Giants ended up picking 38 and got pick 43 and 114 back in the trade. So move down a 5 spots and pick up a fourth rounder? So not bad. But let's see who the Falcons traded up for. Could this be Malik Willis to learn under Marcus Mariota? Bye. Okay. This could be. I mean, you trade up for a quarterback to learn underneath Marcus Mariota for a couple of years, and then potentially take over the team if Mariota doesn't get it done. Maybe not trading a lot to get up. So let's see, what do they do here? Falcons are another team that really, I mean, could go anywhere with this pick. They don't really have a set position on the team. Wide receiver was a position of strength. At least Calvin Ridley, their top wide receiver, but he got suspended for the whole year for betting on the NFL. Turns out you can't do that, even if you're not playing or betting on your team to lose. He bet on his team to win in I think it was a 12-team parlay. So, like, wasn't even really... He wasn't playing. He was out. He wasn't in the game. He couldn't affect the game. But rules are the rules. Oh, thanks, Christine. I do try. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Oh, Atlanta Falcons. Who do we have here announcing the pick? Looks like salute to service. Military. Absolutely. Christine, how are the babies? They doing good? Let's see. So the Falcons took Drake London to kind of help shore up that wide receiver position like we talked about. They definitely needed it. You know, everything I've said I could see happening so far hasn't happened, so I don't know if I'm the guy to ask, but I wouldn't be shocked if this was Malik Willis. Like I said, they kind of need a quarterback. They traded Matt Ryan to the Colts this offseason. They brought in Marcus Mariota, who still is young enough to potentially be a starting quarterback in this league for a little bit. You know, kind of the Ryan Tannehill route a little bit. But, I mean, Malik Willis is there. You can get a backup quarterback that's got a lot of potential. So, it could be an interesting spot for him. They could also double dip at wide receiver. You know, defense has always been an issue for them, so this could be Andrew Booth Jr., Nakobe Dean. You know, you got to think this is about stopping Tom Brady, who's, you know, the pick of that division, and the Saints, who got Chris Olave. So this could absolutely be a cornerback to help stop the offensive attacks that they're going to have to go against in their division if they have any chance. So, wouldn't shock me if that's who this was. Or defensive end, you know, got to get to the passer, bring down Tom Brady, put some pressure in his face. Arnold Ebiketie is a good player out of Penn State, known for their defensive prospects. Can't get mad about it. You know, if we look at his stats, 8 sacks last year, 12 hits, 32 hurries on 700 snaps, played all 12 games, had really good games against some big teams, Michigan, Ohio State. So a good player. Oh, Orion. Gonna make me blush. Bears are on the clock. One of the 10 teams that started the second round without having made a pick so far. So this will be their first pick of the night unless they trade out. So that's interesting. You know, what do you do with that team, right? They need some help for Justin Fields, their first round QB. Last year. Oh, Ryan. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for coming, guys. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. But Justin Fields, right? They need some wide receiver help because he doesn't have a whole lot to throw to after Allen Robinson left in free agency. They could use some offensive line help. They're getting a little old there. Again, could be a cornerback. Help match up against Aaron Rodgers. The Vikings, who have a very good passing attack and a new head coach. You know, they lost Khalil Mack in the offseason, so this could be somebody off the edge. But, you know, next highest one's probably Nick Bonito, and it's a little high for him potentially. So, you know, Sky Moore, Bernard Ryman, Jacoby Dean, Andrew Booth Jr. But, I mean, it's the Bears. They always make some interesting picks, right? I mean, for all I know, this is Sam Howell. I wouldn't shock me with the Bears. They always make some interesting picks. DeBron Brisker, surprised he's lasted this long after some of the other safeties that have gone. He's a really good player. So, I mean, this will be interesting to see what they value as their biggest need. I can do all kinds of stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm also kind of learning a little bit about the what I can do on YouTube Live. Never really used it before. Went live on Facebook. Done a little bit of Twitch. YouTube seems like the service the most people have that works the best. Facebook was not happy yesterday, which is why I'm excited to be on YouTube here tonight. Give you guys a little look at what I got going here, right? I got laptop number 1 with rumors and trade information. I got the stream pulled up so I can see what I'm looking at or what you guys see in the chat right there. And then I got my actual, what you guys see on the screen, what I'm using. And then real quick, watch some draft up there. Can't show that long. Otherwise, the NFL will give me some strikes and try to shut me down. They don't like it when people share their product without paying them. All about money with those guys. Bears picks in. I'm glad they're not taking long for these picks. It seems everybody's got a good idea. I mean, it's still early in the draft, so they had probably a decent idea who would be there, right? But, you know, nobody's taken forever, which is nice. Anybody watching basketball? Basketball. NBA playoffs are also going on right now. The Brooklyn Nets got swept. I don't think anybody saw them getting swept, especially with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing. But Ben Simmons did not make an appearance, which really upset some people. But you got Game 6 of the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves tonight at 9 o'clock. That'll be a good game. Karl Anthony Towns and John Morant. Other than that, thanks, Orion. Yeah, this is my mobile setup right now. Yeah, I agree, Billy. It's ridiculous. Can't believe they don't let people share their, their product. We're just trying to give them the pub, Trying to let them get out to more people. My mom doesn't watch them normally, but now she watches me and would watch them. But, such is life, right? Oh, Bears pick coming in. Who do we got? Who do we got? Oh, Sebastian Maniscalco making the pick. Comedian, for those of you that don't know. But he's just kind of standing there. I don't know who this guy is that's actually making the pick. Oh, Matt Forte. Pro Bowl. Russ, what's going on? Russ, I'm sorry the Giants traded down, buddy. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see who they're going to pick. But Matt Forte, Pro Bowl running back for the Chicago Bears. And they do a cornerback. Where did he go? I saw him earlier. Kyler Gordon. Did I pick him? No, I didn't pick him. Where did he go? Kyler Gordon. There we go. Andrew Booth falling a little bit. That's interesting. But cornerback was a need. You know, we talked about it. They got to go up against Aaron Rodgers, the Vikings passing attack, twice a year. Lions are not terrible when it comes to the pass. You know, Jared Goff can throw the ball a little bit. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a great year last year. So cornerback is definitely he was in the green room in Las Vegas at the draft. Waited a long time to hear his name called. I bet he's glad that's over. Also rocking a nice haircut. Maybe I should do my hair like that with some curls and really puff it out. What do you guys think? But, really good cornerback for the Washington Huskies last year. They had some good defensive backs the last few years in that Washington cute cornerback room. Interesting. Seahawks on the clock now. Got this pick in a trade from Denver after they got rid of. Russ is a very resilient fan. I mean, you have to be a Giants fan, right? They've been so, I will say, disappointing over the last few years. It's been hard to watch, but hopefully this is the year Daniel Jones puts it together. Saquon stays healthy. Kadarius Toney stays healthy, and you guys put together a good season in what's not a super strong NFC East, so it's definitely winnable, right? Although the Eagles are making some moves, trying their best to get up there, being very aggressive this offseason. Love this guy's hair. I'm super jealous. I want to grow my hair out, but it never really, it doesn't do what I want it to do. It makes me a little sad. But going back to the Seahawks, right? Traded away Russell Wilson. Got a ton of picks in return. Some good players. Shelby Harris, Noah Fant. What is this? So definitely some starters on that team. And a lot of draft picks to try to rebuild that team. They like Drew Lock, supposedly, at quarterback. They're not mad about him. But I don't know. I don't know if he's the answer, right? He didn't seem to be the answer in what was a stacked skill position room in Denver. Didn't seem to get it done. I don't know that he can get it done in Seattle with a lesser skill. Well, I say lesser skill positions. They have skill positions in Seattle, right? DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Noah Fant still came over with him. So they've got some offensive weapons there, but he just didn't seem to be the guy in Denver, and I don't know if they keep rolling with Drew Lock or if they spend a pick here on Malik Willis, who's fallen down the board a little bit to them. If they go Bernard Ryman and finally, do some more with protecting the quarterback, which was a big issue with Russell Wilson that he always seemed to be a little upset about, if you believe Team 3, which was his team around him that kind of talked for him, it seemed, at times, whether it agreed with what he was saying or not. But, Seahawks go back-to-back picks here. That's actually interesting. 40 and 41, so they pretty much can pick whoever they want for the next two picks. A nice buffer to have. You don't have to worry about who's going to get picked after you. You can get both people you want. So, could this be Malik Willis, Bernard Ryman? Nakobe Dean helped that defense out, replaced Bobby Wagner. It was a big loss this offseason. I can see those two going back to back here. That would be interesting. Andrew Booth Jr. maybe get the Legion of Boom back with Quandre Diggs. Be interesting. But how's everybody doing tonight? Christine, Orion, big birthdays coming up. Super excited for you guys. Indianapolis Colts coming up. Interested to see what they pick. I watch a lot of the Pat McAfee show. They're big Indy fans. Seahawks did take a linebacker, but not Nakobe Dean, who continues to fall down the board a little bit. They took Boye Mafe. So that's interesting. And I feel like they should just pick announce both the picks, right? Because they're the next pick. So that he should just stay up there and be like, with the next 2 picks, they're going to take these. But no, we're going to wait like another however long, 5 minutes for them to say, oh, we're actually going to take this guy. Nobody gave us what we were looking for. Because you got to think, this is all about potential trade offers, right? Otherwise, it would just be, we'll announce them both at the same time. But Boye Mafe, good player in Minnesota. 15 career sacks. Which isn't a whole lot, right? But, for Minnesota, that's pretty good. Got better over the years. 3, then 6, then 7. Played really well against some of the better teams. West Virginia is a good team on offense. But the productivity's not there, right? Didn't play great against Ohio State, which is a concern, right? They probably the best team he faced last season and had one of his worst games, grade-wise. But a good pass rusher, good run defender. Your night's fire. Good to know that. I'm going to try, Orion. I hope to be able to. It just depends what work is doing with me. There's some upheaval as far as nights and not overnights and all that jazz. But I hope to be able to make it. So we shall see. That's why I haven't I'm not a Texans fan, Billy. I'm a J.J. Watt fan. Love J.J. Watt. I actually have 2 of these jerseys that were gotten for me for my birthday back-to-back years. But not a Texans fan per se. Ken Walker. Seahawks take a running back when they already have Chris Carson. Not sure I understand this one, if I'm being honest. Was the next running back, according to PFF, that should have come off the board. So you can't get mad there, but I think definitely some bigger needs. Personally, but I'm not a professional draft analyst, right? But what I think Gronk coming back to the Bucs, I think he will. I really do. I think he's enjoying his freedom right now, but I can't see him. He's a competitive guy, right? If he's healthy, I think he comes back. Once Tom came back, to me, it was a foregone conclusion that he'd be back. So I think he'll be there, but I think he's going to take his time. Probably training camp would be my guess. And ignore some of the off-season workouts. Maybe he'll send in some videos. Fun story for those that don't know, didn't really follow him a lot last year. During COVID, right, for the off-season workouts, that he would have to send in videos of him running sprints. He ran all of his sprints in one day and just changed T-shirts and then sent them to the team. So he had, like 12 T-shirts he lined up. He'd run all his sprints in one day. And then just send him video of him running sprints in a different shirt to make him think that he was working out. Yeah, I know, Lindsay. You don't like Gronk and Brady, but they're a good tandem. You can hate them, but you can't hate their production. And as a guy that is friends with some Buck fans, they love the Gronk and Brady connection. You got family that loves the Bucks. You know that. But I have a really good friend named Brandon, and he has been a lifelong Bucks fan. hated Tom Brady for years. And then the second he went to the Bucks, became the biggest Brady fan you'll ever meet in your entire life. Loved him, defended him, really took a heel turn on that one. So it was interesting to watch the Bucks fans jump on the Brady bandwagon immediately, right? So Colts on the clock. Like I said, a team I'm interested in. I watch a lot of the Pat McAfee show. They're big Colts fans. Lost at the end of the season last year to go to the playoffs. Lost to the Jags, which Billy probably is my team. As sad as that has been for me, but I Jags fan from way back before I really knew about football. Just thought their logo was cool, and they've broken my heart many times. But maybe this is the year, right? Maybe. But yeah. Oh, Colts traded their pick. They don't want to pick. They don't like it. Traded the pick to the Vikings, who have been very active in this draft, moving around the board. Let's see. What did they trade away? Do not know for sure yet, but I will let you know as soon as I figure that out. But they traded their pick to the Vikings. We don't pick again until 53, so you got to think that's at least part of it. Got that pick from the Raiders. Interesting. Brady fan, mostly when the Giants play him at a Super Bowl. Yeah. It's Go Guars. Yeah, that's right, Billy. Go Guars. I need to get a jersey from them, but I don't know what player I'd pick. Probably, it'd have to be an older player, right? Fred Taylor, David Garrard. It'd have to be a way back. I like Josh Allen out of Kentucky for them right now. If it would be a current player, it'd probably be him. Miles Jack was another one I liked, but they got rid of him this offseason. So, but if I had to, interested to see what the Vikings got. You got to think it's probably 53. Yeah, I know you'll never be a Tom Brady fan, Lindsay. One of those things, man. His vibes are off. You gotta hate those damn vibes, right? He doesn't pass the vibe check for you. Underdogs for life. I can't hate on it. What could the Vikings... I don't want to click on this screen because I want to... Well, let's see. What could the Vikings take here, right? And they need guard. Any offensive line, edge, cornerback. Could this finally be Andrew Booth? Finally stop his fall? Maybe. It could be. They went safety in the first round to beef up the DB room. Could be cornerback here. Andrew Booth Jr. is a good one. Could be a wide receiver. Adam Thielen's getting a little older. Could maybe be a back understudy for him. Pair with Justin Jefferson. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I keep saying that Kobe Dean shouldn't have lasted this long, but he keeps sliding. So, could this be Trey McBride, maybe? Tight end? I don't know. They could definitely use tight end after. You guys going to tell me what the trade package was so I can do this correctly? Need it. Who do we got announcing this pick? Ed Marinaro? 1972 second round pick. They really scraped the bottom of the barrel on that one. Never heard of him. But maybe he's the guy. Sorry guys, trying to figure out what the trade was for the Vikings pick. so I can update this correctly and not have it. Tell me more about my tight end. Very tight. Was he on Hill Street Blues, Russ? Never saw that show, unfortunately. I heard of it, obviously. I mean, he looked like kind of looked like a movie star a little bit. He looked a little bit like I don't know. It's escaping me right now. I had it in my head and then it went away. Very, very good though, Orion. Top tier for sure. Long time, Russ. Yeah. I mean, 72. He's playing football in 72. So I mean, what you thinking? Probably the 80s. That was in. I'm assuming. Hey, you let Orion watch whatever stream he wants. You do you, Orion. Don't worry about it. Yeah, super chats for sure. Once I figure out, how to do that, you can definitely donate, and we'll give you the sneaky link. This Mariano guy is giving a speech up there, really putting that acting to use. I always like it when the guys get up here, right, and they give all they've got for. Oh, his mic was off. That's funny. All he was saying, and nobody knew what he was saying. It wasn't working for him. That's funny. He's struggling right now. He doesn't know what to do. This is a mess for him right now. Not looking good. Andrew Booth finally stops his slide. I'm trying to say his name. He should have gone probably earlier than this, I think. Seahawks could have used him, I think, more than Kenneth Walker. Could have gone early to the Jets. Would have been shocked, like I said, the Falcons had taken him, but finally stops his slide, and that's a good pick. He's a good player. The first team All ACC last year. Out of Clemson, who had a rough year, but was injured a little bit. That's probably why he fell a little bit down the boards. Had core surgery, but should be ready by camp. So I don't think there's a lot of worry about him being ready to start the season. Had 3 interceptions last year, led Clemson in INTs. Yeah, we'll do super chats for that one, Orion. I don't even know if I know how to do that yet. I don't think I have that option, honestly, probably. I'm not big enough. We'll get there, though. Oh, I can do custom emojis? Hold on, let's see what some of these are. Oh, 81, 87, so it was in the 80s. I was right there. Oh, Giants, Russ, here we go. I don't know who Miro is. Russ, who's Miro? M-E-R-O? Is he a cool guy? He looks cool. He looks very cool. Wandale Robinson. You and Dad can talk about that at the office. Wide receiver out of Kentucky. Athletic stud for sure. Athletic stud. Second team All SEC. That'd be a good pick for you guys. Could this be a Kadarius Toney replacement, though? That's the question, right? 5'8", kind of a smaller guy, but fast. Plays a little bit of running back, plays a little bit of wide receiver. 104 catches last year, but will line up out of the backfield. Very interesting pick with all the recent controversy about Kadarius Toney not being at voluntary workouts. Right, voluntary doesn't have to be there, but as a second year first round pick that was injured last year and didn't get a lot of play time, you think he'd be there, but he has not, so that's interesting. But Wandale Robinson started at Nebraska, ended up at Kentucky, 2,300 yards, 14 touchdowns for his career. Not a bad pick there. And I know I'm not keeping up on this thing here, but I got to figure out what this trade was for the Vikings so that I can have it in there correctly. I don't want it to be messed up down on the board, but I guess I could just reload the page and it'll update it correctly, but I like to keep it kind of live as it goes. Wait just a minute, if I can't yeah, Sterling Shepard would probably be the slot receiver. Though he's got some size, he could be an outside receiver. Tony would definitely probably be the one you'd want in the slot because he is just that shifty and he's smaller. Hard to get those guys on the outside against cornerbacks, but if you get them in space in the middle, right, that's really where they shine. So I don't know. They've got a lot of kind of similar players, which is interesting. Right, they got a lot of smaller, kind of shifty guys. They have Marvin Jones still, right? They should have Marvin Jones still. Signed him. Kind of as their bigger outside guy. Texans picks in. All right, I'm just going to refresh this and see if it caught up so that we can move forward here. Since it won't tell me what the Vikings traded for there. Alright, here we go. We're caught up. Except this is behind too because the Texans have traded up again. So I guess we'll just continue to reload this until they keep up with who's trading what here. But this pick is a Texans pick. So Texans getting aggressive, traded up with the Browns to pick somebody else. Could this maybe be Malik Willis? I mean, David Mills showed some flashes last year. But I don't know if anybody's sold on him as being the answer, the guy, right? He was only a third-round pick last year. So not out of the question that they would spend a first-round pick on a quarterback. If they really liked him and he fell and the value was there. Could be wide receiver. Sky Moore, George Pickens are still here. Give him someone to throw to. No Travis Jones. Big body in the middle of that defense. Could be another good pick. Travis Jones will get picked here somewhere. Maybe the Bears. Lions would be a good pick. Ravens could definitely use D-line here. You know, they've lost some people on that defensive line. They could definitely use a big body like Travis Jones. When I say big body, I mean 6'4", 325. That's a big boy. Only 22 years old. Played lots of snaps. He's got good conditioning. That's big. You know, Jordan Davis, similar body size. But, had to come off the field a lot for conditioning issues, was picked much earlier in the draft. So, Travis Jones is a comparable player with maybe not quite the athleticism, but that's not really his game. He's a space-eating nose tackle, right? Matt Corral's another name that could maybe come off the board here. You know, a lot of interesting quarterback projections here. Texans pick. Let's see who they went with. Again, I wish I knew what the trade was. I'm just going to have to update it after they make this pick. Just big boned it. Yeah, he is big boned it. So it was wide receiver, but not for Sky Moore or George Pickens. They went with John Mechie III out of Alabama. Not a bad pick, right? Still a good wide receiver. I'm surprised George Pickens, that injury concern with him he must have not cleared some on the, but 5'11", 187, had a good year, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, with Bryce Young at quarterback. Not quite the same caliber as Jameson Williams, who even with that ACL tear went much earlier. Never seen a fat skeleton. Orion, I mean, that wrist right there, that's all bone, right? So I mean, some skeletons are just wide, man. I mean, that's a big old. This is what it is. So I definitely seen some big skeletons. I own a big skeleton, so. All right, Ravens. Ravens on the clock. This could be Travis Jones, who we were just talking about. This could be George Pickens to replace Hollywood Brown, that they just traded away to the Arizona Cardinals. So interesting. I mean, you gotta think wide receiver or Travis Jones. It's kind of where I'm leaning. Could be Nakobe Dean, but I feel like I've been burned by that prediction. Orion, I'm telling you, man, look at the size of that thing. It's huge. It's a big old bone. I've seen a lot of skeletons on TV, Lindsay, okay? I watch a lot of crime dramas, and they're very realistic. So, can't be mad at that. Pick is in. Tell us about it. They love to draw this out, man. It really is. I mean, what takes them 6 hours could easily be done in no time. Could this be David Ojabo? And another just unfortunate story, right? Linebacker out of Michigan. Great season. Tore his ACL in the pre-draft workouts at his pro day, I believe it was. Hard to see. But should hopefully be healthy by the middle of next season. They're showing him a lot on the draft coverage right now. So could this be David Ojabo? As the injury, Nakobe Dean continues to slide. Oh, everybody's standing up in the Ravens draft room. They called whoever it was. About to see the manufactured dancing. Worst pick so far this draft. This will make some of you guys happy. Well, you guys were Brady haters, not necessarily the Patriots haters. But first round, the Patriots took Cole Strange out of Chattanooga. Two-star recruit, was big board rank of 86. They took him in the first round. That was probably the biggest reach for me, with some other really good offensive linemen still on the board. So probably that one. Tyler Smith was another weird one. He was higher on the big board, but there were some other tackles still out there that I think were better. Matt Stover for the Ravens, 2-time Pro Bowl. Other than that, I haven't really. I mean, Logan Hall was another weird one, right? He was way down the board. Probably those three have been the biggest reaches for me so far. So Ravens did take Ojabo, even though he was injured. They went and got the guy that they liked. So you gotta love that. He probably would have been a first-round pick had he not gotten injured in his pro day, right? And there were some concerns about when he'd be able to come back, but I think he definitely would have been picked over probably Ebiketie, probably Logan Hall. I think he definitely was a better pass rusher than those guys. Now we got the Lions on the clock. But yeah, if you watch the tape on Ojabo, just bring it up real quick. He had a good season. 11 sacks, 24 hurries, put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And again, had some good games. Michigan State was a good game. Penn State was a good game. Struggled against Ohio State, but I mean, everyone struggles against Ohio State. Can't hold that against him necessarily. He was also, him and Aiden Hudson formed a a very good pass rushing duo and helped really put Michigan on the big stage this year. They were 1-2 in sacks in the Big Ten, 14-11. So good players. Probably would have been interesting if Ojabo had fallen to the Vikings, or I'm sorry, the Lions. You reignite or reunite the two defensive linemen together. Lions pick is in though. They were ready. I have no idea at this point. You know, this could be Malik Willis, right? Absolutely could be. Could be Nakobe Dean. This would be an interesting spot, Malik Willis. I could definitely see them doing it. Learn under Jared Goff for a year or two. Let him grow. You know, they were able to trade down to get him. I mean, this really would be a perfect kind of storm for them. Not have to spend a high pick on him. Oh, Keegan-Michael Key on the draft broadcast doing the pick for Detroit. There we go. I think he just said Malik Willis. Hold on. He's doing a lot of talking. Mouth real big. No, another Kentucky player, though. A couple of high Kentucky players in the second round here. Josh Paschal. And Malik Willis continues to fall. Josh Paschal, another good defensive end. Jason Witten, Collegiate Man of the Year. First team All-SEC. Three-time captain. Only a three-time captain in school history. So, really high character guy. 6'4", 268. You know, 6 sacks, 28 hurries. Put some pressure on some. Kind of a big inside-outside guy. Kind of play a little bit of both. And, you know, obvious pass rushing downs can shift to the inside. He is athletic. I'm watching him run a little bit on tape right now. Played really well against some good teams, right? Georgia, Florida. Had some really, really good games against good competition. Love to see that. You know, Georgia, the eventual national champions, he had probably his best game of the season. So, a really good player here. Yeah, Kentucky getting some love early. My dad will love that. He's a big Kentucky homer. And we might see one of his alma maters, a Western Kentucky quarterback, get drafted here. Maybe somewhere in the 3rd round? Probably more a 4th round, though, since the other quarterbacks continue to fall. The Washington Commanders on the clock. Gotta get used to saying Commanders. You know, can't say the old team name anymore. It's got to be the Commanders. Bum 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 bum. Not really sure I'm sold on the Commanders as a team name, but that's what they went with. And hey, if they're happy about it, who am I to judge them, right? Traded for Carson Wentz in the offseason. A really good team overall, right? They've got some really good young pieces on that defense. They've got a good weapon there, and scary Terry McLaurin on the outside. Antonio Gibson, running back. Chase Young, Josh Webb. I mean, they've got some young talent on that team. And they're really hoping that Carson Wentz, in an improved situation with some more weapons than he had in Indianapolis for sure, he was definitely lacking in weapons. Yeah, Joy, I agree they could have been more creative. I'm not really sure. You know, Commanders is not the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Washington. The Lions is not the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Detroit either. So I guess I really can't judge that. Like as far as the first thing that comes to mind, right? But absolutely, Billy, enjoy, bud. Thanks for coming. You know, I just realized what I said was kind of silly, right? You can't go with what you think of necessarily in going with the team names, right? Chicago Bears. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some Bears up in Chicago, but I mean, there's definitely no Lions in Detroit. I don't know. Are there a lot of Cardinals in Arizona? I feel like it's hot out there. I feel like Cardinals wouldn't be happy. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of Bengal Tigers in Cincinnati either. Now I think about it. So maybe it's just the big cat names don't work out as far as that goes. Big Cats and Commanders. Well, I guess there's Commanders in Washington, right? They've got the naval base there. Still not the thing I would have picked. I don't know what I would have picked, though. I'm trying to think. Red Wolves, I think, was a name I actually liked in the process. As a potential... What were some of their names? What were the top? Lots of Titans, for sure. Absolutely. Lots of Titans in Tennessee. Oil? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think what were some of the other names. I know Red Wolves was one, and I actually really liked Red Wolves. I really did. I thought that was a cool name. Yep, Red Wolves. But somebody else, I guess, had that trademark, looks like. So that was a little disappointing. Looks like Red Wolves was one that was definitely considered for a minute there before they got Commanders out of it. But I don't think this is a Malik Willis pick, although, I mean, it could be. Learned behind Carson Wentz for a couple years, but they spent some high picks on Carson Wentz, gave him some money. I don't think they're going to move on from him just yet. So let's see, what could they do? I mean, this could be Kobe Dean. They definitely need some linebacker help. Leo Chanel, maybe. They don't really need edge. Could go safety. Jawan Brisker still available. Not really offensive line help up here. I mean, Bernard Ryman, they could go, but they... Defensive tackle, Fedarian Mathis. Just the rich keep getting richer on that defensive line. Another big-bodied defensive tackle. Pull him up for you guys. A little bit of a reach, it feels like here, but I mean, a good player. 6'4", 310. 7 sacks from a defensive tackle is not bad at all. Spent most of his time in the B gap. You know, had some good games against some good players, or some good teams. The Gators, LSU, Georgia. Didn't do so well against Georgia the second time, so you don't like that so much. But, you know, 10.5 sacks for his career. 16 tackles for loss, not bad, but definitely more of a run-stopping interior guy. I'm assuming, to line him up next to Chase Young and let Chase Young run wild. With the rest of that defensive line, Jonathan Allen, line up next to him. I mean, play to your strengths, I guess, and make your four-man rush that was, you know, gave the Bucks fits the last couple of years for sure even stronger. Kind of help shore up, leave it so the rest of that defense doesn't get exposed. Now Chicago Bears back on the clock. I mean, George Pickens, Sky Moore, kind of what I'm thinking. Got to replace Allen Robinson. Didn't really do that. What's up, Liz? What you got?
Ice cream.
Ooh, ice cream. Do you guys not believe in ice here?
No.
Oh, I don't believe in ice here.
Staunchly against it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I want some.
Yep, have some. I think this is a wide receiver, folks. I know I've said that a lot, right? George Pickens, Sky Moore, but I really think they're good players, and I think that the only reason George Pickens is falling like this is that ACL tear, and they're not really sure if he's 100% back from it, but he played well in that game against Alabama, right? His best game of the season. He only played 4, I know, but 6'3", 195, big-bodied receiver. Can't really find that a lot, you know. Or Sky Moore, kind of more of a shifty guy, but I think George Pickens is more what they lost in Allen Robinson than Sky Moore is. So could be. You know, they only brought in Byron Pingle, but they lost Allen Robinson. That's not a fair trade, just so everybody's aware. Oh, here we go. Who's announcing? Who do we got for Chicago? Kind of a bland white guy. Let's see. Does he look familiar to you?
A bland white guy.
Well, I mean, he is. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm sure he's an NFL player. He looks like he used to be an NFL player. No. Oh, Sean Evans from the hot sauce guy. Mofit. Let's see. Titans should have traded AJ for Brady and Gronk. I don't know if that would have been a fair trade, Mark. I know that would have brought two of your teams very close together. Like I said, guys, Jaquan Brisker. I believe I did say actually about him a little bit. Still surprised they did not go wide receiver. I don't know who Justin Fields, their new young quarterback, is supposed to throw the ball to. But this is why I am just a simple YouTube streamer. I don't get paid to make these decisions. These guys do. So, good for them. Jaquan Brisker, though, from Penn State. Talked about earlier, they have some good defensive talent there. 47 tackles. You know, good coverage grades. Forcing completion rate. Good coverage grades. Played really well against some decent teams. But I don't know if this was the number one need for me on this team. I really thought that was gonna be George Pickens. Yeah, I don't know what your Titans are doing there, Mark. I mean, I guess didn't want to pay A.J. Brown. I get that part of it, I suppose, but I don't know, man. I feel like you make that happen. It's a little bit interesting to me. Because what does that leave you at wide receiver? I mean, Robert Woods is not bad, don't get me wrong. You got Treylon Burks, but I mean, A.J. Brown was a proven stud. And Robert Woods is coming off an injury. So, I mean, who knows exactly what he looks like coming back from that. But he chose to be in Tennessee. Yeah, had a good season. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was surprised you guys had the best record going into the playoffs. That was a surprise for me, for sure. Especially without Derrick Henry like that. But, hey, you know what happens? Robert Woods is not a bad player if he comes back healthy. Treylon Burks looks like he could be a stud going forward, and you guys are definitely a run-first team, so it's not out of the question. But, I mean, like I said, I feel like you make that work somehow. I don't know. And it's interesting this year, right, with all of the wide receivers. Yeah, you still have Henry coming back off that injury. I agree. Like, your team's not bad by any stretch. Like I said, you're a run-first team, so Woods and Burks could be good complementary wide receivers for that. 100%. But, I mean, A.J. Brown was potentially one of the reasons Henry had all that running room, because they had to focus on him too. They couldn't just ignore him. So, we'll see. It'll definitely be interesting. New Orleans Saints on the clock. Re-signed Jameis Winston. One of my favorite players coming out of FSU, because that was my college team. Enjoy watching him play. He can see again. Got eye surgery, so hopefully you won't be seeing a lot of this from him. This was like his trademark, squinting, trying to see who was open down the field. But, got LASIK surgery. Hopefully can see. Had a good start to the season last year before he got hurt. So I'm interested to see what he can do. And, I mean, this could be wide receiver. I know I've said it for every one of them, but I really feel like George Pickens should already be off the board, and I also think Nakobe Dean should be off the board. They went tackle to replace Teron Armstead. They did Chris Olave early in the first round, I know, but I feel like you could double dip for this team. Really make that offense something special again. But probably don't go George Pickens. Could go Travis Jones. Could go Nakobe Dean. Kind of help shore up that defense. Interesting. I mean, they could go quarterback. Let him learn under Jameis Winston for a little bit. But, I mean, you paid Jameis Winston $20 million over 2 years. Not starting quarterback money, but, not nothing. So, it will be interesting to see what they do here. Watching ESPN on a commercial break. I mean, you guys got Austin Hoopers too, Mark. I mean, you guys don't have bad weapons. I mean, your offense should be good for all intents and purposes. But, I mean, like I said, just A.J. Brown he's a stud. But you see a lot of that this offseason, right? A lot of wide receivers moved teams. Wanted to get paid and deserved to be, for sure. What I find interesting is that A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuels, Hollywood Brown, a lot of these wide receivers that got traded or moved all had the same agent, Tory Dandy. So that's kind of, he seems to be driving the narrative about pay the wide receivers. And so far, it's been working out for him. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if DK Metcalf moved this offseason. We know Deebo wants to move. But the 49ers seem pretty dug in on not trading him. But, if they don't want to pay him, then he's not going to be there. So that'll be interesting to see what they come to. From the reports, they didn't even make him an offer. He didn't want them to make him an offer. What's up, Dad? Thanks for coming back. Hope you guys had a good dinner. What'd you have? Could have brought me some steak to the office. No big deal.
Chicken for me.
Yeah, chicken for Alyssa. Right. We don't like red meat here. I'm sure he is, though. More. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Orion. He wants them to get paid. And if he gets all of them contracts this offseason after getting them traded, I mean, he's going to be a highly sought-after agent. So, I mean, absolutely. This is working out well for him. He's getting the most bang for their buck.
Who dat?
Let's see, who's the Saints going to trot out here? Well, they got a whole squad. This is definitely a former NFL player, right? He's huge. He's a big guy.
Big boned it.
Huh?
Big boned it.
He's big boned it for sure. Let's see. Is this Cam Jordan? That's not. Oh, it is Cam Jordan. Look at that. Cam Jordan and a much smaller other guy with some big ears. Olante Taylor, safety out of Tennessee. I want to be honest with everybody. Never heard this guy's name before in my life, so I feel like maybe a stretch. Let's see where he was rated. Okay, not ideal that he's not showing up as a safety, which is what they have him as. Let's see if he's quarterback here. There he is, 138th ranked cornerback. In front of this feels like a reach. Feels like a reach. I mean, like I said, never seen this guy play, never heard of him. One of his 4 career interceptions was a give me ball from a Kentucky. So we're going to say 3 interceptions for his career.
Joy says that my chip chewing is loud.
Oh, you're chip chewing? Oh, it's probably my chip chewing, actually.
No, it's probably mine.
No, I think it's probably mine.
Sitting here crunching.
Well, yeah, but it's the mic's right here,
Oh, well.
so it's probably my
But
chip
you're not
chewing.
eating chips right now.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe it is yours. Joy, you could have put that in the chat. I would have read it.
I texted her and asked her.
Oh. I know. I should have brought my mic, my snowball, but I don't know if I have another USB port to plug it into. I guess I could have done the whole split thing, but Kentucky. Yeah, Dad. Oh, hey, 2 Kentucky players went while you were gone. Josh Paschal and Wan'Dale Robinson. Robinson went to the Giants, so you and Russ have something to talk about, somebody to cheer for together next season. And then Paschal went to Minnesota. So, they added more pass rushers so they can take Aaron Rodgers down to the ground when they play the Packers. Alyssa can't be happy about that. They are kettle chips, yeah. But yeah, I was just watching the tape on this safety that was just taken by the Saints that I've never heard of before, and one of his 4 career interceptions was basically the ball was thrown straight to him by Kentucky, so I don't really count that one. Oh, did the Patriots trade up? Patriots traded up. Let's refresh this. Patriots always big movers. Pascal is amazing. I mean, he is a good player. All right, Patriots are on the clock. I mean, this has got to be a quarterback, right? Mac Jones wasn't very good last year. Carmen, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. You know, just watching some draft stuff. Everyone's making fun of my big bones and my tight end and all that jazz. So, a lot of interesting stuff going on in this chat. But I would say I guess what the Patriots are doing, but I have no idea. Like I said earlier in the stream, they had one of the biggest reaches in the first round, in my opinion. So you never know what Bill Belichick's going to do. It's probably some, fifth string wide receiver out of East San Diego, Germany state or something. Can I explain the basics of how the draft works for people who don't totally know, like Cliff Notes? Yes, I can. Also, Sebastian, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for watching. Miss you, man. So the draft, for those that don't know, 1 through 32, and the first pick is obviously the team with the worst record, and then up to 32 with the team that won the Super Bowl. So once you get in the playoffs, even if you have a worse record, you start, let's see, they expanded the playoffs, so you probably start at 18, I think it is. No, that's way too late. I'm sorry. 24, maybe? I forget what it is. You start somewhere in there, even if you have a worse record. And, you go through the process, and the players coming out of college, and they have to be either juniors, redshirt sophomore, or sophomores. They have to be in college for 3 years. Can declare themselves eligible for the draft. And then they get, they go through all these workouts in the offseason. They go to Indianapolis for the combine. They have pro days with the individual teams. And then the teams, in that order, pick the players, right? So the first overall pick gets first shot, and then so on and so forth. You can trade around. You can trade players for picks. You can trade picks for picks. So it's just a way for teams to retool after, people get traded away or retire or, get injured, stuff like that. And then they also have another kind of weird facet of the draft is compensatory picks, which is, so if you say, everybody knows Tom Brady left the Patriots, right? Based on the amount of talent that leaves your team, you can get draft picks for that talent, right? So if you lose, say, Tom Brady, I think the best compensatory pick you can get, I want to say, is a third rounder. I've never seen a second round compensatory pick. I don't know if they exist, I'm going to be honest. So don't quote me on that. But you can get picks for those people that leave in free agency. I don't know what the cap is on the number of compensatory picks you can get, but if some team just hemorrhages talent, they're going to get a lot of compensatory picks. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. I hope I explained that well and it made sense. Oh, what's up, kid? This kid must have won. If you got anybody watching the actual draft, this kid won a contest for probably writing an essay on how drugs are bad for you, I think. He looks like he did. Throwing up the threes. I don't know what that means, but he is very excited to be there and has no idea what he's doing. He's a big kid, though. I mean, he's tall. He's kind of a big fella, but he definitely looks like he was picked on.
I was wondering why he didn't just wear the jersey. Why did he have to wear...
Well, probably they gave him the jersey when he got there, would be my guess. I don't know how big of a actual Patriots fan this kid is. Let's see, what did we... Oh, look at him. He's all doing some dances. Very awkward. Just give us the pick, kid. I don't care about you. Tyquan Thornton. Hey, so wide receiver finally came off the board, right? Some guy I've never heard of before. Actually, that's not true. He had this guy from Baylor had a ridiculous combine. I think ran the fastest 40 at the combine this year. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. Kind of a tall, rangy guy. 6'2", kind of skinny. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how he holds up. And where is he on the board? Let's see. Like I said, the Patriots always reach for somebody. There he is, way down the board, 192. So they've reached twice now, and I don't know, wide receiver for them, their reaches for wide receivers never really seem to pan out for them. So I don't know how much I believe in this pick. Now here's a guy. See, PFF didn't even look at him very much. They don't know what to do with him. So this is definitely a reach for the Patriots. I don't know how I feel about this pick. I never know what to do with the Patriots picks because you never know if they're going to work out until 2 years down the road. Because they always pick some guy you've never heard of that 9 times out of 10 turns out to be pretty good, but their wide receivers have never really panned out for them. Short of like Julian Edelman. Everyone else they've traded for. So I don't know if I believe in their wide receiver scouts. Maybe we have to look through that. Eagles back on the board, wasting no time. I mean, I'm going to say Nakobe Dean. Probably going to be wrong again, but I'm going to say Nakobe Dean, guys, because they need a linebacker. But, he's just sitting here chilling, not getting any run. I'm not really sure why at this point. I'm very confused by it. He's going to make some team very happy late in this process. Yeah, Tyquan Thornton. All right, I got to look this up. I'm pretty sure he did have the fastest 40 time in the draft process. Tyquan Thornton. 40 time. We're in a 4.28 at 6'2". So, definitely has some of the athletic tools to be a good player, but not a polished player necessarily. 940 yards, 62 receptions, 10 touchdowns. Like he got it done in the offense, but I don't. You're drafting him based on potential, not on what he necessarily did right away. So I mean that's interesting. Like I said, 6'2" and he can fly. I mean this could be Randy Moss reincarnate from a small school. We'll see. It's a little bit blasphemous to say he's Randy Moss for sure, but stranger things have happened, I suppose. Although Randy Moss was a stud coming out of Marshall. Eagles pick. Russ, we like the Eagles, right? That's your team? Big Eagles fan? You got to be a little bit worried, though, Russ, about what the Eagles have done this offseason. Picking in Jordan Davis, trading for A.J. Brown. Boo. Who we booing, Joey? Which one? Patriots or their bad pick, or what are we booing here? I need to know so I can talk about it. I mean, I could see the Eagles double dipping.
Wow.
So that after dark stream, I need to turn that switch on. Double dipping at wide receiver. They had the least catches, least yards. Yes, Eagles. There we go. I thought that's what you were booing, Joy. How do I word this? The least number of catches and yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL last season. So they need all the help they can get at wide receiver. Could they double dip here with A.J. Brown and Sky Moore, George Pickens? Maybe. I mean, that seems like something the Eagles would do. So we'll see. Also, for the NBA fans, I don't know if anybody in this chat that I've seen as far as an NBA fan, but Grizzlies Wolves tonight, 9 p.m. Game 6. Winner goes to the next round of the playoffs. Good game so far. John Morant's a stud. Karl Anthony Towns out of Kentucky. Keep saying that name, Dad. You should be happy. Randy was a stud on the field, stud off the field. Here's a lot for kids getting into football. Yeah, Randy really does. He does give back to the community for sure. Oh, Carly Lloyd, USA Soccer on the mic for Philadelphia. Gotta love that. I know Russ is a Giants fan, Lindsay. It was a joke. Thank you, though. I appreciate you for setting me straight.
She's always Team Russ.
Team Russ, yes. We should all be Team Russ. Cameron Jurgens. This is a white center out of Nebraska. Kind of a big feller, 6'3", big fella. Let's see, where is he at in this process? Interior offensive line, Cam Jurgens, not that far down the board. Okay, I don't hate it. Nebraska's a good running team, 3-time academic, all Big Ten. I mean, so a smart guy, holding up well at the point of attack, eating a lot of blocks. I mean, don't hate it. I feel like there was maybe a bigger need there when they just re-signed Jason Kelsey, their center, all-pro center from last year, but he is getting older. Thought about retirement potentially. Maybe I should get a young understudy to get ready for when he leaves. I mean, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Steelers wasted no time getting their pick in. Could this be Kobe Dean, George Pickens? I'm going to keep saying their names until they get picked. They should have been picked already. This is mind-boggling to me. Chase Claypool out there.
Look at that shiny shirt.
Yeah, it's a very shiny shirt. He glowing. He glowing up. Chase Claypool, big second-round pick by the Steelers a couple of years ago. Is he getting a new running mate in George Pickens? Probably not, honestly. George Pickens, finally! After I just said probably not going to be him, the football gods decided, to make me look stupid again. So this is basically a George Pickens for Juju Smith-Schuster trade. Juju Smith-Schuster went to the Chiefs this offseason. But George Pickens is another big-bodied wide receiver. Like I said, tore his ACL. Only played 4 games last season. But for his career, 90 receptions, 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns. A good player. Good athlete. Big body. Uses his hands well. And this is a good pick for the Steelers, who have had a very good draft. Kind of let players fall to them. Haven't had to trade up, and they've gotten probably... Kenny Pickett, I believe, was their Pickett to Pickens. It's a little fun. Pickett to Pickens. No, you're not. They can't hear you. I'm sure of it. Gag me. What do we? Oh, Dad, gotta be nice to Russ. Oh, Colts are in. Left tackle. This is Bernard Ryman. I'm gonna call it Anthony Costanzo. That retired is gonna name his replacement Bernard Ryman. Let's hear it. Nope. Just kidding. Alec Pierce, wide receiver from Cincinnati. That's interesting. There are some better wide receivers on the board. Potentially. I feel like all these guys later in this draft, kind of the second tier of the wide receivers, are all kind of similar. Alec Pierce, though, is a very interesting prospect. Kind of that bigger body, goes up and gets it guy. Isn't a burner, necessarily. Isn't going to necessarily beat you with the speed. But just, he's always going to be open. 6'3", 211. So it doesn't have that high-end, top-end speed, let me rephrase. He's fast, but they're comparing him to Jordan Nelson on the draft coverage, and I can see it. Kind of a big body receiver, goes up and gets the ball. It is that IT guy, Russ. Who has the coolest name in the NFL? DeBershon Ferguson is a stud name. I'm gonna be honest. Or you're talking about like in the draft, who's got the coolest name? Bernard Ryman's kind of a cool name. I believe he's from Germany. I mean, the NFL has some crazy names. I'm not really seeing a lot of crazy ones right here, which is a little bit disappointing. Are you just Googling, Alyssa, are you just Googling weird NFL player names?
There's so many good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. Just Google it. Honestly, there's some ridiculous names out there. I kind of like Bailey Zapp. It's not like super exciting, but Zapp is just a funny last name to me.
Rock Yassin.
You know, Nicholas Petit Ferrer. Rock Yassin got traded this offseason to the Raiders from the Colts.
Equinemius.
Huh?
Equinemius.
Oh, Equinemius St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. The St. Brown brothers are good ones. There's a third one, too, I think.
Of course, there's Ha-Ha Clinton Dix.
Ha-Ha Clinton Dix, yeah. Old safety from the Packers. Now in Buffalo, I think. I'm going to find a good one. Oh, here's a good one. I don't even know how to say it. Ioma Awuzariki. Or Chigoziem Akonquano. I know I messed those up. Orion, my channel covers probably NFL and basketball, maybe a little baseball. I mean, I'll talk any sport, don't get me wrong. Especially like Olympics are coming up, we'll talk them for sure. But probably the two biggest ones will be basketball and NFL. But I'll kind of dabble in anything, really. Cricket, I mean, yeah, hand me a bat, let's go. That's all I know about cricket is they use weird bats. So, probably not cricket. Yeah, I mean, I'll cover a little bit of anything. NHL playoffs are kind of coming up soon, too. Talk about the Lightning for sure. Chiefs traded up. Another trade on the board. There's been a lot of trades this year. Chiefs concerned they're not going to get that wide receiver they wanted. They're probably going to maybe trade up for one. Maybe. I don't want my voice crack like that. Apparently I'm hitting puberty. Oh, Trey McBride. No, I'm sorry. Chiefs did go Sky Moore, traded up for that wide receiver. And then the Cardinals went Trey McBride. Russ, sorry to hear it. Trey McBride went to the Cardinals. Underwater basket weaving is quite the sport, honestly. It's more difficult than people think. You know, because everything wants to float to the top, and you really got to tuck it in there nice. Breath control is super important. You know, there's a lot of movement there. So you wait when that championship comes up. Also going to talk about the cladder throw. You know, a lot of Highland games here on this channel. Okay. Put my kilt on. I'll get out there and throw some telephone poles and a little bit of rock carrying. Yeah, it'll be good. Good time. Cowboys, Joy. What do you want the Cowboys to pick here? Let's talk about it. Bernard Ryman, the Kobe Dean to replace Jalen Smith. Talk F1, Lindsay, with the racing, huh? F1's F1's one of those sports that makes so much money and I don't understand it, right? I just don't get the amount of money that that F1 gets. So we're a little bit ahead on the draft coverage, so there's going to be a little bit of downtime here just so everybody's aware. Pro Football Focus is ahead, so if you're watching the draft, Sky Moore is going here to the Chiefs. I'm going to break the news early for you guys. And then the next pick, 55, which isn't even on the screen yet, Trey McBride, tight end, Colorado State. Good pick. Tony Gonzalez on the stream right now. Good-looking gentleman. Probably looks like he's still playing the NFL, right? I mean, looking pretty healthy. Don't sleep on curling. Curling, those American dads on the curling team in the Olympics this year were quite the fun crew to watch. Sloth racing. Sloth racing is kind of where I draw the line, honestly. You made a kangaroo jump contest, though, and I'm kind of down. Or kangaroo boxing would be a good one too. But Sky Moore, we'll talk about him a little bit. Kind of a Tyreek Hill replacement. 5'9", speedy, shifty, catches everything thrown to him. So, I mean, I feel like this is a direct replacement, potentially, for Tyreek Hill. Rally Hill climbs is where it's at all day. Yeah. Mark, you've seen me at my worst when it comes to physical activity. So, I don't know if Rally Hill climbs is maybe it. I'm going to be honest with you. Sounds like something maybe in the future, though, if I ever look like Tony Gonzalez. I mean, they are the best-looking team in sports history, Orion. That curling team, they are more my body type for sports. That's what peak athletes look like in my head. Oh, Rally Hill climb. Oh, Rally car. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, yeah, F1 is easy, Lindsay. They just do a lot of, high-speed turns. NASCAR's one of those things that makes a lot of money, and I don't quite... I mean, it's fun to watch a little bit, but I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea, but I'll cover it. I'll talk about it. That's fine. Yes, Christian Williams. If you guys haven't, Google Christian Williams mic'd up. He is... No, it's Wilkins. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Christian Wilkins from Miami. He is a hoot to watch when he's mic'd up. He tries to annoy people. Just don't do that. No, don't do that.
Oh, you're a Hamilton fan too?
Yeah, he's worth a watch. I recommend him highly. Man, Trey McBride, they gotta look at those three guys. Those are all the brothers, I'm assuming, and they're all huge. The McBride family. It's in the corn out there, I think. Yeah, he really did, Orion. I mean, maybe not, though. Maybe that's his backup plan in the after football kind of thing. Mark, what does Joy want the Cowboys to take here? I think it could be either one of these top three people on this board right here. Ryman, Dean, Jones. I mean, I keep saying Dean, Ryman, and Jones, but I mean, I feel like they should have already been picked. I don't quite understand how they've fallen. I mean, unless Ryman's like half dead and I just don't know about it. Oh, from Austria, by the way. I said Germany earlier and I was not 100% correct. I was actually 0% correct on his nationality. Germany and Austria are not the same thing. So 0%, not even close to 100.
Careful, you'll get canceled.
Huh?
Careful what you say, you'll get canceled.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some slips for sure. This stream, I could see him going Travis Jones. They do like their UConn players. So I mean, it wouldn't shock me. They've definitely drafted some UConn players in the past. Byron Jones comes to mind. Yeah, Byron Jones. Let's see, who else did they draft? For sure the Husky, yeah. So maybe just Byron Jones is why I think they could definitely draft him, because of the Huskies. I don't think they've picked a lot of Huskies, but he's the biggest one in recent memory I can think of. Here we go. Let's find out together. In Las Vegas, they look like they're having a good time. Still very sunny there. Sam Williams, linebacker, Ole Miss. Okay, I give up, guys. I don't understand what they're doing anymore. I just don't. Don't get it. I mean, how far down the board am I going to have to go to find this guy? Let's see. Williams. Oh, edge. Edge linebacker. Okay, pass rusher. To replace DeMarcus Lawrence. Vince Young would have been easy. A good pick, probably. Although they have Dak Prescott already, so. I don't know. Sam Williams, maybe not. I mean, he's a need for sure, right? They had to replace Marcus Lawrence, who wanted to sign with the Cowboys, but they kind of messed up his contract in the end and wanted a little bit more protection for themselves to not have to pay money, and Lawrence was not about that. He wanted his money no matter what. Good for him. So he ended up signing with the Broncos, I believe. Yeah, Joy, this one's weird to me. I'll be honest. Looks like the Bucks traded up. Here, Joy, this will make you happy, though. 6'4", 260, and they say he has elite speed for the edge position. So maybe a good player for you. Had some good games against Mississippi State, Texas A&M. 13 sacks last year. So, I mean, he's a player. Maybe they know something I don't. I mean, they probably do, let's be honest. But let's update this so the Buccaneers are on the clock like they're supposed to be. Boom. Alright, this one's going to be... I don't know. This one, I think, is Travis Jones. Replacing Ndamukong Suh. I think this one's going to be Travis Jones. I really do. Leo Chanel, yeah. You did see a Badger Lindsay. He's up there. Could be a good player. Probably will be a good player. Maybe this will become an F1 channel. Lindsay, you'll have to get me into it. And then we'll talk about it a little bit. If there's only 20 cars, 10 teams, I could probably catch up on that. Travis Jones. I'm locking it in right now. They traded up for Travis Jones after the Cowboys did not take him. They didn't think there's any way he'd slide past Travis or past the Cowboys. Oh, Joy, thank you. I think I know more than Jerry Jones too, personally, but you know, he's got me beat in the money department, so we kind of have to listen to him. Alyssa, come here, take over the stream. I gotta use the restroom.
Oh my god.
Just talk for a second.
I can't. Look at me.
Huh?
I can't. Look at me.
Alright. Be right back, guys. Look at this nice picture in the background. I'll be right back. I didn't get to set up my... here, I'll apologize real quick. So on my stream computer at home, I have like an intermission screen that's much cooler to look at than this blank wall behind me. But I didn't have a chance to set it up on the laptop. So, yeah. Enjoy this lovely picture at the office. Hold on, we'll center it up a little bit. And I'll be right back. I know, come on, you're supposed to be my guest.
You didn't tell me I was going to be on stream. Hey everyone. Now that is a red suit. Wow. Sponsored by McDonald's, obviously.
Who are you talking to?
My fans.
Oh, I don't know if I can hear you. I think we muted the mic.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, no, they could hear you. You were talking. Yeah, Joyce said you can do it. All right, let's see. Buccaneers took Luke Goedeke, Central Michigan. Maybe they just don't like this guy from Austria. I don't know. He was a good player last year. I watched him. Uh-oh. Draft coverage. Went away. Luke. What's this guy name? Central Michigan. Oh, another Central Michigan guy. So they're taking Bernard Raymond's tackle from the other side instead of him. Interesting. That's actually is kind of interesting. Alright, where's the remote for this? Hold on, guys. Gotta find the stream somewhere else. Sports memorabilia I can give you next time you come over. It will spice up the background. Alright, I'm down. I'm gonna, when I get back to the office, I have like a jersey that's hanging in the background. So I do need a little bit of memorabilia. Alright, so they're taking Bernard Raymond's tackle off the other side. Is their right tackle, I'm assuming. Since they have Tristan Wirfs for the left tackle that they drafted last year. So I'm assuming this is going to be their starting right tackle next season. Are you talking to yourself, fella? Oh, okay. Come on out, Alyssa. They want to see you. Your fans love you. Well, they're my fans, but they also love you. On Alec Gorgor's internet. Getting a look in the Bucks war room on the TV right now. Bruce Arians in there with his fresh hat. Enjoying probably not being the head coach anymore. Just getting to kind of be in the background and watch. Oh, let's see. Falcons. Could this be Malik Willis? Maybe. Could this finally be Bernard Raymond? They could also use Travis Jones. Oh, that's awesome. Orion, that is super awesome. Kentucky. What about Kentucky, Lindsay? Did a Kentucky guy go and I missed it? Or are they saying there's a Kentucky guy that could be picked here, a top something or other? Probably that, right? There is one more good Kentucky player in this draft. Let's see. Falcons have taken with the 58th pick in the NFL draft, being announced by this random guy. Oh, that's work done. That's not a random guy at all. My bad. Bucks legend work done. But also a Falcons legend, I suppose. Troy Anderson, Montana State. A good linebacker. I'm actually not mad about this one. I still don't understand why Nakobe Dean's fallen. That injury concern. Don't be breaking things.
I can come back now. I'm done eating chitlers.
But unanimous first team All FCS All American. So I mean definitely a stud out of Montana State here. You know, a little bit of small school guy, right? But converted running back and quarterback. So, you know, he had one season as a linebacker. All right, Orion, yeah. If I can make it over there next weekend, for sure. Otherwise, I do need to come visit at some point. I do miss you guys. I just got to get that time off of work. But look, I mean, had some good games, right? San Diego State played well against them. Memphis. But converted, I mean, so he's athletic, right? Because he used to be a running back, quarterback. So he's definitely an athlete. 6'4", 243. Definitely has the body to play linebacker. But, I mean, a guy that needs to develop, right? Very interesting. Very interesting kind of conversion here. You don't normally see a quarterback go to linebacker. So, but I mean, probably can diagnose the play pretty well, right? You got to think the football IQ is high for sure. Vikings back on the board here in a trade with Green Bay. This pick originally was owned by Green Bay. I'm not sure how the Vikings got it. Oh, never mind. I do know how the Vikings got it. Who's this feller? Looks like a football player again. Probably some former guy. Let's see. Show me your name. The Vikings fans are pretty epic in the crowd on this draft broadcast. There's a guy drinking out of a horn wearing armor. That's pretty cool. Ed Ingram, safety out of LSU. So, oh no, I'm sorry, guard out of LSU, not safety. I am struggling, folks. Ed Ingram. Oh yeah, Fortner, Lindsay. Yes, good call. Yeah, I mean, Will Levy's a QB from Kentucky, but Western Kentucky quarterback dad, Bailey Zapp. Look at him right here. Levy's isn't even on here. Is Levy's in the draft this year? He's not, is he? He went back. I thought he went back to school. Am I wrong? Yeah, he went back to school. That's what I thought. Had me questioning myself. I've seen him though. He's an interesting player. The Bills are on the clock here at 16. I'm glad PFF is pretty quick about updating the picks. Yesterday when I was doing this, I was waiting for them to be announced and then doing them. But it seems like they're keeping up pretty quick, so I just kind of refreshed it a little bit, and we're back on the grind here. I have no idea what they're going to pick here. Every time I think I know, I don't know. I don't think I've called a single one correctly. Except for George Pickens, and then talked myself out of it at the last second. And, of course, that was the pick. So, at this point, I have no idea. But what I can tell you, not a quarterback. Take that one as fact. Yes, Bailey Zapp is a freak. One of the more accurate quarterbacks in this draft, too. I was looking at the comparisons on them. Very good accuracy intermediate. Bring up his page. Okay. I can do that. Almost 6,000 yards, 62 touchdowns last year. I mean, the stats, unbelievable, don't get me wrong. Throws a very nice deep ball, has a good passing grade. Not as well under pressure sometimes, but throws a very catchable ball. Westerner's second chair to UK. Hey, can you see how many people that are watching? Out of curiosity.
It was like 14.
Nice.
I think there's 8 right now.
Nice. But yeah, Bailey Zapp, I mean, the stats obviously are there, right? They run a very pass-friendly offense, probably more of a spread offense. So definitely going to have a little bit of learning to do in the NFL. But there's a catchable ball, and I mean, those are crazy stats, 6,000 yards, 62 touchdowns. That's unbelievable. I mean, no matter who you ask, right? Oh, Robert Griffin on ABC's draft coverage. Man, what could have been with him, right? He was a fun player to watch when he was healthy. I'll take this off QBs here. Well, just kidding. So the Bills traded up, then the Bengals traded up in the same. I'm so confused. I can't keep up. But here we go. Bengals are on the clock. The pick is in. They could take Bernhard Ryman. No, why are you showing me Sam Howell right now? There's no way, right? No way. This is also one of those ones I can almost guarantee you is not a quarterback. I don't know why he's on the screen right now. Oh, they were just talking about the quarterback sliding down the draft. Whew. They're about to be mad. Interested to see who they traded up for. This is... Could this be Nakobe Dean? Help that linebacking core? I mean, Logan Wilson had a good season last year, but definitely used some more help. Travis Jones helped pressure the quarterback a little more. Trey Hendrickson on the edge. I mean, we all know Joe Burrow was murdered last year behind his offensive line. They could absolutely use O-line help, but more interior than tackles. They got Jonah Williams and they got Lyle Collins from the Cowboys. I don't know that they go tackle, but I mean, maybe. As an understudy, just to make sure that that position's shored up for Joe Burrow's entire career. I could see that. Leo Schnall could be an option here. Nick Bonita, edge rusher out of Oklahoma. I don't know, it could go a number of different ways here. Not really any guards or centers. I mean, Dylan Parham from Memphis is probably the next interior offensive line that you might want to see. Coming up to the end of the second round here, though, folks. And there are no compensatory picks in the second round, so I was correct there. But I believe there are in the third round. Yep, so starting at pick 97. They start compensatory picks. For those of you that were here earlier for that conversation about compensatory picks, they start at 97. Yep, Bengals! Good young team. You know, hopefully Joe Burrow makes it back to... Yeah, that was just... yes, Tim, it does. 10 teams. That was 10 teams left to make a pick. That was stories leading into the second round of the draft. It's a little hard for me to update my ticker on my laptop without you guys having to look at me do it. So it's not really something I can update super easily. But 10 teams did not have a pick in round one. There are 4 picks, 5 picks left. No, 4 picks left in the second round of the NFL draft. Or the second round of the NFL draft. And the Bengals took Nebraska safety Cam Taylor Britt. So took another safety. I feel like they took a safety earlier in the process here too. Or could this actually be a cornerback that they have as a safety here and they're... Let's see, yeah. So this is actually a cornerback, which makes more sense. Eli Apple was a liability at the best of times. But could play safety, could play cornerback. They needed some help in the back end of that defense. Like I said, Eli Apple was a struggle for them. And, you know, they couldn't cover Cooper Kupp in the playoffs. Had they been able to do that, probably makes a big difference here. What am I looking at here? Oh, this is a replay of the Jets pick from earlier. Okay. Whew. You need them to all have pictures? Well, here's this guy, Lindsay. Cam Taylor Britt. Have him there. The 49ers are on the clock. Their pick is in as well. Still holding on to two potential starting quarterbacks, Jimmy G, and I think it's the first time we've talked about the 49ers, actually. Probably because they don't have any picks because they gave them up for Trey Lance in that trade last year. Yeah, we haven't talked about them yet. They're one of those 10 teams. I hadn't picked in the first round. Need some offensive line help. Need a corner cornerback. Make sure I say that clearly. So I don't know what they go for here. I don't know that the value's there for any of the guards or the centers. So potentially defense here, add to that stacked position. But 49ers, like I said, have 2 starting quarterbacks on their roster. Trey Lance that they traded a King's ransom for last year. Traded up to number 3 to get. And then the guy that actually started for them most of the season in triple name, triple trouble, yes. But Jimmy Garoppolo started most of the season for them. They made it to the playoffs, but then he got injured. But still sitting there with a $20 million price tag on him. There was potential he would have gotten traded this offseason. It did not happen. So that's interesting. You know, the shoulder, he had off-season shoulder surgery that he's still rehabbing from that has kind of slowed down his trade market a little bit. So, you know, interesting to see what they do there.
So there's 3 picks left tonight?
There's 3 picks left in the second round. There's still third round, but I probably won't stream that one.
And the rest is what, Saturday?
Yeah, the rest of it's 4 through 7 are Saturday. Interviewing Chase Young. Talked about him a little bit earlier. They're interviewing him on the DraftCast right now. A stud defensive end. Young player for the Washington Commanders. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. I don't know why I keep doing that. I heard that somewhere on a TikTok or something. And that was like when they were the team, like the fans were not super excited about the Commanders name. And so they were like, "We are Commanders." Bam, ba-da, ba, 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 bam. And it was like their way to make fun of them. One of the biggest men I've seen on a football field, Eric Armstead, defensive tackle for 49ers, is announcing this pick. He is a huge human being. Look, he can bend all the way down to talking to this mic. Drake Jackson, linebacker out of USC. So they keep the California boy in California. I like that storyline. Good player. Good value for that, for sure. See if he's got a picture, Lindsay, so you can make an opinion. There he is. What do you think? What's your breakdown on him? You think he's going to be any good? Injured late last season, so don't have quite as many games as you would like to see, but I did have 6 sacks, 17 hurries, did put some pressure on the quarterback, has a good win rate. So, you know, is a good player. And like I said, they keep him in California. So that's a fun storyline. He looks very happy on the draft coverage. He's crying. So yeah, I think he's excited about that. But yeah, I mean, a good player for USC who, had a down year last season, but he was not the reason why. He put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. All right, Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock with the 62nd pick. See what they do here. I'm really, these two right here shock me, everybody. But they're still on the board. I mean, a lot of these guys, right? I mean, but we expected the quarterbacks to fall. Third round's tonight still, Lindsay. I don't know that I will continue to stream that because I don't know how many people are interested, but I mean, if people are down, I'll hang out. Well, let me rephrase. I'll hang out as long as Alyssa wants to let me be at the office. Chiefs picked a safety, Brian Cook. Getting him off the board fast here. Thank you, Mark. I see that. All right, I see your message. Where is my mic from? Let's see. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, like I said, at home, Mark, I have my my snowball mic. I have an actual mic, and I actually have another one coming tomorrow with a boom arm and everything. Got on sale on Amazon for $20. Really good deal. So hopefully, like I said, when my internet is fixed, I will be at home doing this with my better mic setup. But I don't know. Can you fix this? Let's see. I'm trying to fix it in Streamlabs just to see if it makes a difference while you guys are sitting here. Yeah, it looks like a star, Lindsay. I thought he looked pretty good. Good player. Bill's pick is in. What are you laughing at?
Lindsay says I'm heavy sighing.
Oh.
Does that make a difference? Does that sound any better, Mark, or does that sound worse? Hello? Does that sound any better? Can you hear it? Oh, Mark says that sounds better. Never mind. All right, yeah, so I did have it on my computer, my laptop mic, not my headphone mic. So thanks for that input, Mike, or Mark. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know where Mike came from. That's wild. Good old Mike. Oh, man. Oh, it's my uncle, everybody, for those of you who don't know. MoFit Gym, if anybody in Brevard County wants to work out some CrossFit, MoFit up in Titusville is a heck of a gym. I have been there multiple times, and it's kicked my ass every time. So, you know, definitely recommend it. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, MoFit, MoBetta. Oh, yeah. And for those of you that are new to the channel, right, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like the video. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell, as they say. You know, so you can get notified whenever I post a video. We'll definitely be grading the teams after the draft, see who won, who lost, who picked somebody that nobody expected to get drafted, because there's always one of those every year. So definitely like and subscribe. And that is Derek Huff. How? He has nothing to do with football. I don't know. You know, it's just... He's a professional dancer, you know? Maybe he's trained some guys. Maybe they do the ballet on the sides to get their flexibility up. Yeah, maybe. Those of you that aren't watching the draft coverage because you're watching me, appreciate you for being here. But Derek Huff, Dancing with the Stars alumni, is on the screen right now, talking with Robert Griffin III and whoever the host is for ABC. It's because it's ABC's draft coverage. That's why he's on there. ABC's not who I think of for football coverage. I'd love to know what he's saying, though. That's the one thing. Like, I really wish we could have a watch along with the NFL draft. Like, you guys watch with me and we talk about it, but one of those things, NFL doesn't like it. Although this isn't on NFL Network, I wonder if I could get away with this. It's not worth it, but I do wonder if I could get away with it because it's on ABC. Orion, and I thank you for that. It means a lot to me that you and Christina are taking time out of your night to watch me. Even with, you know, those kitties and everything. I mean, but this is definitely riveting draft coverage, right? Which eye? Oh, that's mean. That's true. Can't take his eye off of me. Another running back off the board. James Cook out of Georgia. Georgia is... You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. Yep, vocal performance too. Scott talks sports and sings. Maybe a new second channel in the works. Oh, Joy, I do enjoy sending you cowboy memes throughout the season. It is enjoyable for me. Um, but the Bills picked James Cook out of Georgia, younger brother to Vikings running back Dalvin Cook, Florida State alumni. Just saying. Oh. Good running back, good player. They definitely needed a running back. Devin Singletary is more of a power guy, so maybe this is the lightning to his power, and help solidify that offense up in Buffalo. But yes, Joy, it is a highlight to my season to be able to send you cowboy memes every week. Good old Tony Romo. All right, last pick of the second round here, folks. And then I'll probably hang out for the Jags pick at the top of the third round if they don't take forever to make it, because I do love the Jaguars, even though they disappoint me every year, especially with the Urban Meyer controversy. Someday, yeah. Well, I mean, I think you had your day already, Joy. So you just kind of have to live with maybe in the past there. Nick Benito. Not to be confused with Benito the Fish out of Oklahoma. Fucking. There's a fish, Benito. It's a fish. See, learn something new every day on this channel. But Oklahoma linebacker, 7 sacks, 15 tackles for loss last year. Good player off the edge. I mean, definitely will be a hefty. Did we talk? Who is my top team? We might have talked about that last night. Like I said, I'm not a team guy necessarily. I enjoy football and I enjoy the players, so I have more favorite players than I have favorite team. If I had to pick one though, like I think I've said tonight a couple times, I mean the Jags from way back, right, are a team that I enjoy. They haven't announced it yet. They're doing this. It's in. The pick is in for the Jags, but they're doing a salute to the troops. So it'll be a minute. But yeah, I'm probably the Jags would be the team. I mean, I enjoy the storylines on multiple teams, right? Like I really enjoyed the Bengals storyline last year with Joe Burrow and everything like that. You know, there's a lot of hype for the Dolphins this year. As a Florida kid, I do wish them well. Yes, they do have swimming pools at that stadium. Well, I did talk about that earlier. If you want to go watch a game at the Jags, the game will probably be terrible, so go watch it from the swimming pool seats. And by seats, I mean literally it's a infinity pool kind of thing up on like the upper deck, and you just hang out in the water and people bring you drinks. Definitely worth doing. Probably expensive though, I'm gonna be honest. I sat in the nosebleeds when I went to their stadium when they played the Saints last year. Packers, Bengals, Eagles, Dolphins. Why Eagles, Lindsay? Like, I understand Packers because of Alyssa. I understand Dolphins because of Florida. Bengals and Eagles, I don't really... I'm assuming Joe Burrow last year got you to be a Bengals fan, but the Eagles, I don't know. I mean, I would think they'd pee in those pools, Mark, but I mean, I think it'd be funny as a deterrent if they did that dye in the pool that like changes color when you pee, so everybody knows if you pee. And then I feel like nobody pees in those pools. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something I would do if I owned that stadium. No, I wouldn't, because you were born in PA. Oh, me? So that's why you like the Eagles? Okay, because of me. I appreciate that. I like it. I have no ties to the Eagles, so I don't really care about them as a team, but yes. But we'll go with it. Mark pees in every pool. Well, Mark likes to be naked in pools, so sometimes you just, if you're already that deep in. Tim was low-key on the Bengals back in the day with his jaw wired shut. Although I can't find that on the internet anywhere that it existed. So, did it exist? Let's talk about it. Yeah, he said he tried out. I believe him though. Low key on the Bengals. I like that, by the way. Low key. I have to have loyalty somehow. Yeah, rumors, Tim. I agree. Loyalty somehow. I mean, I guess, Lindsay. That's like 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, kind of, to be an Eagles fan there. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I lived in Atlanta too, so you don't like the Falcons? Like, by that logic. Philadelphia's not really Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, there's some that would say that for sure. Fake news. This is fake news. My Donald Trump impression. I got the hair, so. Be a little bit of a gap here between the rounds. Like I said, I just want to kind of hang out and see who the Jags pick, and then if you guys want to keep watching, I'll keep streaming. But I am curious what the Jags do here. For a shorter time, I didn't live in Philadelphia that long either. It was less than a year, I think. I didn't live in either of them long. The Falcons logo is too close to the Packers logo. Lindsay. Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs. All right, here we go. Going down this rabbit hole. Green Bay Packers logo. This is for you, Lindsay. Green and yellow. G. Georgia Bulldogs logo. There we go. But Atlanta Falcons logo. Not the same at all. Let's see, is there a comparison here? I can pull it up together. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Those look the same. I agree, Lindsay. That's a TikTok I need to make. Yeah, they're the same. I just know Georgia. Yes, you do, Lindsay, and we love you for it. Oh, Jags took Luke Fortner, the Kentucky kid. All right. It gives me somebody to cheer for on that team. I like it. Oh, and the Vikings took Brian Asamoah, another linebacker out of Oklahoma. Picks going hot and heavy here. Maybe I'll hang on till the Jags pick at 70 here, since we're only a couple picks away. Fuck it. You'll allow it? Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Pick 70 is the cutoff here, folks. We'll see. I don't know. Might be streaming rounds 4 through 7 a little bit on and off tomorrow. I don't know for sure yet. I do have some stuff I got to do. But I will definitely have a draft recap video sometime next week for you guys. To kind of grade the teams and how they did. Orion, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Tell Sebastian and the kid I love them. And have a good night, bud. Yeah, Ryan, give Christine, Theo, and Sebastian a hug and a kiss for me. I love them. Miss you guys. Hopefully I can see you guys next weekend. They were the default team in Madden back the day, and I've been loyal ever since. Who was? The Pack? Well, with Brett Favre? Right, the year Brett Favre was on the cover. I guess that was the one we played. Maybe. I mean, I remember Madden. The first Madden I remember playing was the year Michael Vick was on the cover. That was Madden to me. Huh? Well, he's reformed now from the Eagles. Yeah, he was on the Eagles. Lindsay's favorite team. Yeah. We talk about him now. Oh, somebody just got picked and I missed it completely, guys. I apologize. I beat you on Madden with the Packers. That never happened, Lindsay. That's fake. That's fake news for sure. Fake news. Oh, Giants picked a guard out of North Carolina, Josh Ezedidu. Yep, nailed it. And then the Browns took Martin Emerson, cornerback out of Mississippi State. Mark, Joy, Titans on the clock. Could this be a wide receiver? Is there one still here that I keep talking about? No, they all got picked finally. Probably not a wide receiver then. Let's see. Could this be the Husky guy? Or could this be Nakobe Dean finally? What do you think? Firefax. No, not Firefax. Sorry, Lindsay. If you're gonna... Can I block you? How do I... Oh, put user in timeout. That's an option. Keep spreading lies, Lindsay. I'm putting you in timeout. Couple of wrestlers on the ABC draft coverage. I mean, Titus O'Neil. Huh? They're sponsored by McDonald's? What? Oh, yeah, he does. Well, he's a Bucks fan, I think. Leo, when will Leo Chenal get picked? I don't know. Maybe right here. Jags need a linebacker. He could get picked there. Give me another person to root for on the Jags. That could be a good one. I mean, apparently nobody loves Nakobe Dean anymore, so gotta keep me humble. Hide user on this channel. Boom. Gone. Oh, I need a moderator. Let's see, how do we have a moderator next time? We can kick Lindsay out. That's my the Miz from WWE. Yes, from the challenge too. Lindsay is wasted. I agree, Pop. But have a good night. Appreciate you watching. Lots of Kentucky guys. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Lindsay. That's the wrestler. Come on. Not Stone Cold sober. He drinks a lot. Come on. I already draft coverage. You're behind here. I already announced this pick. Martin Emerson. My sources told me about it. Can't handle the truth. The Miz. Appreciate everybody coming. Like I said, like and subscribe, and I will definitely be doing more football, basketball, apparently F1, underwater basket weaving, curling. Cover a lot of sports on this channel. You also get a little bit of singing sometimes. A little bit of music for your evenings. If you missed it earlier, we'll have a rendition at the end, a sing-along song. Alyssa will join in. You guys in the chat? Yes, Joy. Underwater basket weaving. I'm going to do a whole segment on it. And we're going to do it in the pool that Mark pees in. Underwater F1 would be interesting. Yeah, the Miz is announcing this pick for the Browns. Biggest heel in wrestling. Definitely cover some WWE too, by the way. WrestleMania was a couple weekends ago. Heck of a show. He's making the whole thing shake. I don't know how he's doing it from there. That was kind of impressive, honestly. The Miz. Mike something or other is his name. I forget his last name, but it's Mike is his first name. Fun fact. It's like Mike M. Something with an M, I think. Like Mary something or other. Moderator's going to check that on the side. Huh? Mizanin? Mike Mizanin? Yeah. I knew it was something with an M. Yeah, let's look at some of these players that were picked. 6'2", 201. Another big cornerback coming into the league. They've definitely gotten bigger over the years. Tennessee has not picked yet, or at least it hasn't been announced. Let's see if I reload it, if Pro Football Focus has already. See if I can get it a little bit ahead for you guys. Nicholas Petit-Ferrer, offensive tackle, Ohio State. He's a good player. 6'5", 316. Didn't allow a pressure in 5 of 7 starts in 2020, 5 of 12 in 2021. So, good player. You know, big, powerful, athletic. Has played left and right tackle. So, Ryan Tannehill was sacked the second most times in the league last year. It was like 40-something sacks. So, they definitely need some help on that offensive line. And Petit-Ferrer probably helps them with that, I would think. Let's see. Anything else? Only allowed 2 sacks last season. None the 2 seasons prior to that. So a good people come from the Buckeyes. Debatable sometimes. I mean, Urban Meyer to my beloved Jags, and he was too busy finger gunning in the club. Oh, who's this? Did they say who this was? Alyssa? Damn it. I was trying to see who announced the Titans pick. It was some guy in camo cargo shorts and a Titans jersey. I was trying to see if he was a famous person or somebody that won like a contest. Just out of curiosity. Like that Patriots kid from earlier who definitely was the most swaggerific homie on this draft coverage so far. AP second team All-American last year, Joy, for your guy. Pew pew pew. Yep, those finger guns for sure. I don't know who this is. Why does she look familiar to me? Is that the Biggest Loser lady? No, she's not the trainer, but the host.
Yeah, that's Allison.
That's not who that is? It looked a lot like her. Anyways. Oh, WWE guy? Okay. Get some wrestling in. Athletic freak, Joy. You guys got here. Looks like a stud. Alright, last pick of the coverage from me tonight will be the Jags pick at 70, unless they trade out of it, and then I will not even cover whoever's it was. They're not important to me anymore. Allison. Yeah, no, I know that lady's name, Sweeney. Yeah, that was the lady from The Biggest Loser. I swear that's who's covering it, or is one of the hosts for ABC Football right now. It looks like her. Oh, Chad Muma from Wyoming. Another good linebacker. Something must be wrong with Nakobe Dean, but Chad Muma is an interesting linebacker down the board here a little bit. Out of Wyoming. 6'3", 239. 68 total stops, 3 picks, 21 pressures. Good size, good speed. 115 total tackles last season. You know, lined up a little bit all over the place. Play a little D-line, little slot corner. Mostly a box safety, but has the athleticism to do multiple different things. So good pick for the Jags here. I like it. Doubtful. Yeah, it probably wasn't her, Lindsay, but it kind of, I swear it looked like her in the eyes. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel. Definitely will have more draft coverage later. Insert knowledge or something against him. Who? Oh, Nakobe Dean. Okay, yeah, maybe. There's something I'm missing. I don't know what it is, but Bernard Ryman, Nakobe Dean, Travis Jones. I'm really shocked they have not been picked yet. But yeah, thanks for coming, Alyssa. Had a great time. Thanks for hosting. Joy, Mark, Alyssa, Mom, Tim, Ofit, Christine, Orion, Russ. Thanks for stopping by. Billy, appreciate you, bud. Thanks for coming, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Thank you. Have a good one.